final race at Sha Tin on Sunday is a Class 2 contest. It is over the 1,400 metres, headed by Good Standing, who drops back into Class 2 company. Super Rich, Zach Purton will jump from barrier 11. Champions Way goes up in class. He's unbeaten in 4 starts so far. Tries the 1,400 metres for the first time. Kobe Boy's a 2-time course and distance winner. Beauty Spirit, another one, goes up in class. He was a last start course and distance winner, beating High Volatility. Sea Right Dragon makes his Hong Kong debut. He's out of South Africa. Jimmy makes his Hong Kong debut as well. He was a maiden winner in France. And Kazi Farazi is on a hat-trick. He tries Class 2 for the first time as we check out the speed map here, Brett, with 2 making their Hong Kong debuts.
Yes, and where they end up is probably to some extent debatable, but Jimmu and Sea Right Dragon probably towards the back. Regency Bobo did miss the start last outing, but generally he's quite reliable. Champions Way, it's a big test for him, up in class, up in distance, and he's got the outside barrier, but it looks to have it in his repertoire to get the job done. I think they will roll forward with a longer run to that first bend, potentially get outside of the leader, ride him like the best horse in the race. Don't think there'll be too much other pressure. Hinch and Love should posse up. Starshine 3 back the fence. Kazi Farazi, Super Rich. I guess a few question marks over those, but probably to sit back.
All right, track work, Paul?
Well, look at Champions Way to start with. He's unbeaten, this horse, in his 4 starts. He's going nicely. By Hitchinbrook, 1,400 metres looks OK for him. He's goes nice. He's had a reduced choice mare, so he looks good. He's kept his condition nicely. Barrier 14 is probably the only tricky thing there for him. Hitch and Love, I thought, is going pretty well. He finally gets a good draw as well. Barrier 6 for him. He's drawn 8 and 12 in his last 2 starts. He's had pretty hard runs, but he's come through them OK, and he moves nice. He's got that 1 saddlecloth on his Hitchinbrook. And here's the Kazi Farazi, comes in with a super lightweight in this particular race, and he's on a hat-trick. He's going well. There's no problems with him as well. He's only, he's only had limited starts as well.
It looks improving. As you see, we're up at the touchscreen to have a look at a couple of key races in a moment. Let's start off, though, with Zach Purton as he talks about Super Rich.
Super Rich Zach. He's been well beaten in his last couple of starts. Both times he's pulled up with issues. Did he feel better in his action in his trial?
No, he didn't. He's a horse I've ridden a few times. I know what he feels like, and I was concerned with the way he went in the trial. He just didn't give me the feel that he had been earlier in the season, and I sort of recommended maybe putting him away, but Frankie wants to give him one more chance and just make sure that he is cooked or over the top before he does that. So I think it's a little bit of a risk, but in saying that, I know how good he is or can be on his day, and if whatever was worrying him in those last couple of runs or in that barrier trial he's got over, then he's definitely good enough.
You say you know how good he is. Is that why you stuck with him through to the start of the 4-year-old series?
Yeah, I was very taken with the horse. He only let me down once we got to the Classic Mile, and he pulled up with an issue. He was lame and not right after that race, so he had an excuse there, and he didn't seem like he was stretching out well last time either. So he's had excuses at his last 2. If you can forget those and forget his trial and take him on what he's done previously, he's obviously good enough.
You take on Champions Way, who's undefeated, 4 from 4. You've won on him before. How good do you think he is?
He's obviously a nice horse. He's progressive. He's going through the grades in good fashion. You never know how far he's going to go.
Both chances, yours, him, drawn wide?
Yeah, I haven't looked at the race yet, so I'm not sure what we'll do, but there's no doubt that Champions Way will be going forward. I'll just have to work out what I'm going to do.
Super Rich is interesting because he was looking very progressive, wasn't he, in the first half of the season. Zach said that if you can forgive him his last couple of runs.
Yeah, well, he's had some time away from the races, a couple of months, and he was very stiff and sore after his last performance. So he's certainly a question mark in the race. I've sat on the fence with him. I want to see him perform. He's had a couple of months freshen up, but I'm not sure whether he's back to what he was capable of doing.
He's good enough, isn't he? That's the thing. He's had 3 wins from his 10 starts. I put him in on a minor line.
All right, OK, that's Super Rich. This is Champions Way, though, who Zach does have that experience on with that win, but this is having a look at him last time out, making it 4 from 4. The distance is new.
Yeah, he does a lot of things wrong, this horse, but he still wins, and that's a sign of a good horse, I think, in Champions Way. Unbeaten from his 4 starts. He's got barrier 14. You have clear running. He'll come across, I think, sit outside the leader. So 1,400 metres, I don't think it's going to be a problem for him.
No, I don't either. He just oozes strength, doesn't he? Getting to the line here nicely with a big weight. He showed a lot of gate speed, and then Joe eased up. He was able to come back underneath him. So he's a very, very good horse, and not yet to his optimum level.
No, but barrier 14 again. You know, first time the trip is certainly making it difficult for him. This is Beauty Spirits. We have a look at here. It took him a little while to break through, but it was a tough win when he did. Yeah,
well, Joe rode this horse from barrier 14. He comes in with a very lightweight, going into Class 2 again, and I think that'll hold him in decent. Or in good stead from barrier number 5, chasing a high achievement bonus. I think with a lightweight, he will stay on. He's a horse for me that will probably get a strong mile and even further with time. But this is it at the moment. I've got him in.
Yeah, I didn't put him in. He just struggled to get past high volatility there in that race. So
yeah.
I'll sit on the fence.
Other horse, though, was Racing Fighter, who finished in 3rd, and we spoke about him earlier.
All right, Kazi Farazi racing in good hearts, with Victor taking weight off his back as well. He's practically loose here, but it's obviously a little bit tougher.
Yeah, it is. But the way he's won his last 2 starts have both been very, very good. He said, look, he's going to come in with a super lightweight, 112 pounds, and I think he's a really nice progressive horse with more in hand. So I've got him in the numbers. I think he'll run well.
He defeated God of Steed in this run, but prior to that he defeated Noble Steed. I think Noble Steed's a really good horse. God of Speed, just sort of borderline, common, if I can say that with some respect. So I'm on the fence with Kazi. If it rains, I'll be more interested. All right, OK, no surprises. Paul, Champions Way is the favourite.
Yeah, he's on top 2 for me. I think he's going to be very tough to beat, Champions Way. To beat Hitch and Love, who hasn't had much luck with the draws in recent times. He's got a good draw here. Kazi Farazi and Super Rich. 4-7, 14 and 3.
No doubt it's a bigger task for him. Top weight, wide barrier, up in class, up in distance, but he looks to have the goods Champions Way. I think he can get it done. Hinch and Love, like Paul, I'm with him. I think he's the main danger. Beauty Spirit and Star Shine. Early on in the prep, he ran quite well behind Regency Legend and Waikuku. I think from gate 1, he's a horse we want to include at a bit of a price.
Yeah, we've all got 4 and 7. That's the cue, I think, for me. Champions Way, but Hinch and Love, if something goes wrong, might be there to pick up the pieces. Now, as far as the stats are concerned, heading into the weekend, we're looking at Zach Purton's strike rate here, Paul.
Yeah, with some of the younger horses, he's got a really good strike rate with these young 3-year-olds. He's had 54 rides on them with 16 wins, 6 seconds, 4 thirds. So he's got a really nice win rate on the younger horses, 30%. And the horse we're talking about here is Marvellous World. So Marvellous World is going really nicely at the moment. And with the 1 start, he's open to improvement.
All right.
I think he wanted to ride that horse, actually, but he didn't get back from Dubai in time on debut.
There you go. It leads us into the best bets, Paul.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Smart Rocket. Comes in with a really light weight. He's put on that 18 pounds. He's a stronger horse now, and his last 2 runs both been good. Super Elegance. He's caught the eye at his last start. It was a really good run from him. Only had the 2 starts. I think he can go on with it. And as the player of the day there, Door, Smart Rocket, and Dashing Dart there.
Each way for me, Lucky Hero, race 8, number 3 for Vincent Ho. And my long shot is Simple Elegant, race 7, number 7 for Keith Young. Player of the day, world famous with Super Elegance and Defining Moment.
All right, going early here as far as the best bet is concerned. Shining Ace, Joe Moreira. Drawn wide, if you can overcome that, I think it'd be very hard to beat. And Victorian first up, not really a long shot, I don't think, but should be an each-way price. And Berta Ripley rode a double on Wednesday night. Bingo, Victorian, and Yuchen Blitz, the QQP, going round in race number 6. There you go, that's it. 11 races to look forward to, then back to Happy Valley next week.
Yeah, it's a big day, and I'll go to the French bakery tonight and get my croissant for Paul tomorrow.
No worries, yeah.
Tuna and salad?
Yeah, we can have a big party, Brett. Look forward to it.
Marvellous. All right, great stuff. That's the show. Thanks for watching. On behalf of Paul, Brett and the rest of the team, hopefully see you at Sha Tin on Sunday. We will be racing to win.
Au revoir.
Good night.